Thank you for talking with us. So it sounds like we're characterizing the role of philanthropy to be this catalytic investor that then makes impact investing feasible once an idea has been shown to be productive. And then impact investing is interested in addressing these ideas, these generally goods and services ideas that are able to produce a profit and produce social impact. But what about those areas of philanthropy, like malaria, for example, where there is no plausible way of creating a social impact investment? I guess what I mean is, so there are these companies that are producing bed nets, and there are people who need them that are able to purchase them, and that is earning money and creating social good, and that's great. But there are many, many more people who, either because of lack of education or because of simple lack of funds, are in dire need of these nets but are not purchasing them. How is this not a case where it is appropriate for philanthropists to invest in a goods and service type project in order to address the sheer lack of business model to address the problem?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I think that there are cases like the one that you raise, where what has come to be known as the impact investing model, be it private equity or debt or whatever, simply is not going to apply. I mean, there are, and perhaps this is something that we don't really want to look at in the face, but I believe that there are certain social goods and public goods that perhaps the market and private enterprise in this sense is never going to be able to address in the way that that we might hope. So I don't think it's appropriate for all sectors and problems. I actually agree with you.
But Stephen's point poses a paradox. If in fact there are businesses that are reaping profits by engaging in the production and distribution of bed nets, wouldn't philanthropic engagement with them undercut those businesses? How can you convince a consumer, I can get this for free, why should I pay you as a business, social venture, business or whatever, for the same thing I can get for free?
But look, I mean, who are the consumers of most of these goods before they get to the end user? They're the World Health Organizations of this world and so on. So I think it's it's a little bit more complicated than that. But yeah, no, I mean, fair point and fair paradox. I can't say I have the answer to that one.
Stephen?
To your point, I would say that there are many regions of the world that have just not yet been reached by those organizations that are handing out free bed nets. And if I'm a person living in that organization, and I see that I'm not getting a free bed net, it only makes sense to purchase one. And while the facts remain as they are, I don't think that philanthropic efforts to get free bed nets to some people are undercutting the possibility for impact where people just are not yet getting those bed nets.
No, but I mean, your previous statement sort of implies that the person in question has sufficient disposable income that they can make that choice, that they will buy or they won't buy. Well, there's not a free one, so I'm going to buy. I'll buy one.
Sure. Right. I mean, I think it varies from person to person. It sounded like Professor Thorne was suggesting that there are such people who would then choose not to because they could later get a free one. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that? I mean, there are examples of that.
Yeah, no, and that's a problem. But I mean, I think it's the engagement of sort of NGOs and philanthropy and so on in that manner is deeply problematic, because for two reasons: one, the displacement effect, which you're talking about, but two, and this is the sort of uglier side of it, is the motivations.